If you own or are building an email list and you want to make sure that your list sticks around for the long term, these are the basic management principles that I use and I think that you should use when writing emails to your list. This is what we're going to go through. Effectively, my approach to long-term trust building with your list, the idea of keeping things current, marrying the short and long-term vision, including how to make cash up front, how to create cash flow, but also the long-term vision of building relationships and trust long-term with your clients. And further on from that, the value to favor balance that you need to be striving for. And then I'll just go over um, some nuggets, some tidbits, some things that people might miss, and maybe some guides to shoot for, metrics to aim for. First off, the big thing is empathy. When you're writing to your list, you want to be using empathy. You do not want to be acting like a sociopath. You want to be building trust with them. You want to be offering them value. Your goal, your goals, as I've laid out right here, are to educate. You want to be giving them as much value as possible. And included in that is delivering whatever you promise them to make them sign up for this email. If you've got a lead magnet and you've said, I will give you a list of the 10 best places to visit in Romania. You need to be delivering on that as quickly as possible and excelling in what you are delivering. You want to be educating them, and to make people want to stick around, they want to be reading from a person, a personal brand. You need to entertain them. You need to make your emails entertaining and personal and story driven. But the big thing is empathy. Two, everything, not everything. When you are writing emails to a list, especially a personality driven list, and I would recommend that for pretty much whatever business you are sending them, the from name should be the owner's name. You want people to feel like you are building a personal connection with them. And the only way that you can do that is by treating them like they are your friend. An easy way to do that is use what's current. Use what's current in your life, stories that have happened to you. You can talk about the fact that you saw something horrible on the street that day, and you can link it into what you're selling, or quite literally into just a value-based proposition that you're giving them. I'd think about how, if you never watched South Park, think about how they do it. Live shows in South Park. South Park produces an episode in an entire week. From ideation to being on screen, it's a week. And because they do that, they can use what's going on in the media. Very recently, Bitcoin passed over 100,000 US dollars. If you're writing an email, in the headline of the email, you could say $100,000, what next? Or $100,000, what I'm doing. People are already primed, as I've written down here, people notice what's already in front of them. If they've read the news and they've seen that Bitcoin is going on over $100,000, if you remind them that that's happened, they're more likely to click on your email. You'll get a higher open rate, purely because they're already primed to be looking for that, um, especially if it's involved in the niche that you're interested in. Um, Other things that I've said here relating to news and TV shows and things that you might want to be thinking about. Um, to make people, you can span, say you're taking a story, say you are a gym owner and you're writing a welcome sequence for people who have first signed up to your gym emailing list. And it's a 7-day welcome sequence. A welcome sequence is just the first emails that somebody gets when they sign up to your list. And after those 7 days, they go to you. Let's say you do a twice a week newsletter for your gym. those 7 days, maybe the first three is talking about your story and why you got into the gym owner business. And you can span that over three emails. And people, if it's an interesting and authentic story, and it should be interesting and authentic, people will want to read more. So you can span it over three emails. You could say, this is what happened. P.S. Tomorrow, I'll tell you what happened next. Leave it on a bit of a cliffhanger. TV shows do this all the time. The technical term is open loops, but it doesn't matter. It's just a Hollywood term. The general idea, the thing that you want to be striving for, is marrying cash flow from your list with long-term relationship building. Effectively, short-term wins with long-term wins. If you index too far on long-term wins, then you will not be making any money in the short term. And in fact, you'll constantly be pushing back and thinking, no, 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 I need to give them more, 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 and never actually selling. If you're prioritizing too much, this is less of a problem. Short term is way more of a problem. A lot of marketers and marketing gurus will say you need to be hard selling people all the time. This is not true. You will churn your list, churn and burn. People do not like it. People do not like when they are treated like dollar signs, when they are treated like numbers. You want to treat them like people, and you want to view your list as an opportunity to provide value to people and to help people. Again, continuing on the gym owner idea, if you have found five things that you think help people in the gym that you've seen, maybe it's people are doing a particular exercise wrong, or you found that you want to tell people that the best way to prepare for a gym session is to take a bit of caffeine before, make sure that you're fully fueled, you've got a good night's sleep. Whatever you can do to provide value, you should be using your list to provide as much value as possible to then show that you are trustworthy, build trust, and grow the relationship with people. Again, you want to be meeting people where they are. If someone's just signed on for your list, say it's for personal training at a gym, you're a personal trainer at a gym, or say it's still the same, this is still the same gym. People aren't going to want to be sold on your latest supplement if they don't trust you. And if the supplement doesn't work, don't sell it to them. If it's a bad product and you don't believe it, don't sell it to them. Again, on this long, short term and long term relationships, effectively what you're doing every time you interact with your list, every time you interact with a customer, a potential client, a prospect, you're either giving value or you're taking value. And normally through sales, this is through emotion. You're either giving them good emotions or you're giving them bad emotions. You're taking something from them. And when I say taking something from them, if I provide a load of value to an email list, if I give them, these are the five things that make the most difference. These are the five things that, you know, follow the Pareto distribution. If you do these, you'll get most of the benefits. This is just for the people who want to really take it to the next level. If you give value without expecting anything, I wrote without asking, but it's really without expecting, you will be rewarded by the people who are your ideal avatars, as I've written here, who you want to be talking to anyway. Give as much as you can for free. And if you think it's too much and you're scared of giving stuff away for free, um, it's probably just enough. If you're holding stuff back, you're leaving money and relationships on the table with your clients. Those are kind of the four things, the four pillars that I would focus on as a bird's eye view of how to think about treating and managing your email list. If you are a general business owner, or if you're someone who is, maybe you're employed and you're managing a business email list. These are just a few tidbits that I would keep in mind. Some things that I've noticed that people new to this, people who don't really know what's going on, they can sometimes trip up on. First off, related to this, you are speaking to your ideal avatar. If you are a gym owner, then you are speaking to people who are really getting into fitness. Um, if one of your high ticket products is that you're taking people one-on-one personal coaching on how to run an ultra marathon, your ideal avatar is someone who is going to want to run an ultra marathon in the next year or two. If someone gets on your list who maybe they signed up for the gym during Christmas and they are going to fall off after a few weeks or a couple of months and they unsubscribe from your list, view that as helping you to find product market fit, product market list fit, product market you fit. And if everyone unsubscribes, then the product that you're offering the market is either not good enough or you are not presenting it well enough. Unsubscribes are not bad. They are not your ideal avatar. They are not close to your ideal avatar. Do not worry about them. Obviously, if you're getting like a 1% unsubscribe from one email, really about, depending on what you are doing, 0.1 to 0.5% maybe is acceptable. Say you're getting 1, 2, 3% on an email, look at what on earth you said. um, it is not going to be pretty. Anyone who's managing a list, you do not need to do double opt-ins. A lot of ESPs will try and provide, a lot of ESPs will try and convince you that you need to do a double opt-in. If you don't know what that is, basically, when someone signs up for your email, a double opt-in would be sending them an email saying, can you click this link to check this box to confirm that you actually want to receive it from this? You do not need to do it. It just lowers your convert rate. In general, consistency is king. If you feel comfortable sending at max 2 emails a week, then do not try and send an email a day and keep it up and prove to yourself that you can do it. Start slow. The minimum that I'd say is an email a week, and you can build up from there. But in general, the more emails you send, the more you are in front of people, the closer personal connection that you make to your clients, and the more relationships you build, and therefore the more money you make. As a general rule, in fact, as a rule that seems to have been followed throughout everything that I have seen, more emails and getting in front of people more means more money. Personally, however, if I see similar emails from the same person twice a day, I get irritated. Once a day is my favorite for pretty much all lists that I manage. When you are starting off, and actually, in fact, throughout your entire journey, if you are wanting to get good at this, perfection is not needed. People skim through emails. If you think it's good, send it. You will know if it's good by effectively what you're doing is interacting with the market. The only way that you can get better really is by writing emails and sending them to people. So write it. If you want to do some editing, only do the necessary things. Um, make sure it's quick. The best way to edit, in my opinion, is to just read it aloud, read your email aloud. If it flows, great. If you're tripping over words and you're having to read them and concentrate, make it better. And by better, I mean more concise. And to make it more concise, if you go to the Hemingway online editor, every email that you send, aim for grade 3. If it's grade 4, fine. Grade 3 is where you want it to be at. The very last thing that I want to talk about are these three things. You'll see at the end, give a crap about them. That is the general idea of this entire video. But 15 to 25% open rates is where you want to be aiming for. Um, Effectively, obviously, what you want to be doing is sending to as many people as possible whilst keeping those open rates. Um, and in reality, what that means is you send more emails to people who have opened within 7 days, or 10 days, or 14 days. And then occasionally you send what you think are your best emails to try and get people back into the activity of your closer knit circle by sending to everyone maybe once a week. And the reason that you do that is one, to make sure that your open rates are decent. But why do you want your open rates to be decent? And by decent, 15 to 25%. ESPs, email service providers, one of the constraints that you have is ensuring that your deliverability of the emails is good. You do not want to end up in the spam folder. You don't want to end up in the promotions folder. This gets difficult if you have low open rates. Really, it's okay to manage until you get to about, I wrote 15K, maybe 10, 15, 20,000 people on your list. But before then, I wouldn't worry about deliverability too much. Reiterating, the point of you, when you are selling anything, when you are managing a list, when you are building a community, building an audience, don't sell stuff that would be bad for the customer. If it's a great product, great. If it's a bad product, throw it. If you wouldn't buy it or you think it's shit, don't sell it. If you think that someone isn't ready for this, or that the product would be a bad fit for them, we're keeping on the fitness vibe for this, but say someone has only been going to the gym for 6 months and they've been doing a normal resistance training workout and they're not really into cardio. Do not try and upsell them into a 6 times a week hybrid athlete training thing where they're working out 3 times a day, including accessory work, mobility, and then at the end of it, the goal is for you to run an ultra marathon. They're not interested in it, they will fall off. Even if it is a good product, a good program, it could be that you're working with the best trainers in the world. If they're not invested and they're not in the right place, it's a bad fit for them. Do not sell that thing. In general, treat people well. Build through authenticity. And this entire video can be summarized by giving a crap about the people that you are selling to and that you are emailing. You want to be helping, educating, entertaining, and delivering on your promises. In a future video, I'll go over the specifics on more how to actually craft emails and how to use email management software. But this is the bird's eye view that I would take when thinking about writing to your list. Hope that is helpful.